Well, welcome back. Quarantines aimed at keeping people safe during the pandemic may actually be making some people less safe. Domestic abuse is on the rise.
Supporting community-based programs and learning to spot the warning signs of intimate partner violence can save a life. Maggie Ginsburg writes about it in the January issue of Madison Magazine. But today, Shannon Barry joins us. She is the Executive Director of Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, or DAYS. Shannon, good to see you.
Welcome.
Great to see you both. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, thank you for joining us. You know, the holidays are a difficult time of year on their own, but how significantly is the pandemic affecting cases of domestic violence?
Well, certainly. I think that we have kind of a double whammy here in terms of both the pandemic and the economic recession. We saw in between 2008 and 2009, with the last economic recession, DAYS experienced a 107% increase in the number of people seeking shelter services from us. So when you think about the fact that we're dealing with an economic recession as well as now a pandemic, as you can imagine, our numbers have gone up significantly. And we are experiencing or having a lot of clients who are sharing much more severe instances of violence and sharing a lot of additional pressures, such as mental health issues and you know, things like trying to virtually homeschool their kids and all of that. So it's a lot of different pressures that are all creating pretty much a pressure cooker for families.
Yeah, it's an alarming increase. For someone looking in from the outside, what are some warning signs you should look for?
Sure. So I think, you know, typically when I talk about domestic violence warning signs, I talk a lot about isolation. And now clearly everybody's isolated, but that can often be an indicator that there is some domestic violence or some power and control dynamics happening in a relationship. It becomes a little bit more difficult as a concerned friend or family member to keep an eye out for those things. But if people are, you know, talking with friends and family members and they're noticing changes in behavior, additional stressors, we're really encouraging folks to reach out to friends and family that they're concerned about, to have some, you know, confidential conversations if possible, to talk about, you know, how are things? Are you safe? You know, can we set up a code word or something like that so that if you ever need assistance that I can help you? So there are a lot of ways that we're still all connecting virtually, and so thinking about safety planning in sort of that creative manner. But you know, anytime families are feeling financial pressure, and this is true whether families are wealthy or not wealthy, we know that domestic violence rates go up, and that's what we continually see.
If you or someone you know is in a crisis situation, what kinds of services are available at DAYS?
Sure. Well, the first thing is our 24-hour helpline, and that number is 608-251-4445. It is being answered right now by professional staff 24 hours a day, and that's really the gateway to all of our services. We have a number of people who call the helpline, not just those who are experiencing domestic violence, but people who are worried about someone in their life, and our trained advocates are happy to help and kind of support people through that. We also have case management services, children's programming, parenting support. We do some primary prevention programming remotely, and then legal advocacy services, which have been continuing to go full speed ahead as the pandemic, even when it started, who can help people navigate the legal system and participate in court hearings. And then we operate the only domestic violence shelter for Dane County. And all of those services can be accessed through that 24-hour helpline.
Yeah, it's just a bad mix of everything coming together at the wrong time.
Absolutely. But we really want to encourage people to reach out if you have anybody that you're worried about or you need support yourself. We are here for you 24/7, and we are an essential service, and we will remain here until as people need us.
There is help out there. Shannon, thanks for being with us.
Thank you both.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you, Shannon. Great to see you.
It was great to see you.
And you can read this article and more in the upcoming edition of Madison Magazine on newsstands on Tuesday.